Good morning, folks. Welcome back. I think today we're going to do another road style setup, but in a canyon. And let's see what we get to. I am going to start by creating a landscape, and I think we will do a plane today. S 100 rotation scale. Cool. And tab W, subdivide it. Let's go with 10. Yeah, sure. Let's try 10. Try and see how we get. Control A, rotation scale, yes. Okay, so we have a 200-meter square subdivided with 20 meters on a side of our subdivision. Good to go. Next thing we're going to do is create a curve. Bezier curve, tab, X, vertices, and then draw. And I think we want to kind of slightly curve. So let's go like that. And cool. And let me drag it more to the center. Give us a bit more geometry to play with on both sides. Okay, and then GZ and down. Now, let's give this a draw terrain. And we'll select our curve. Yeah, there we go. It's a canyon, right? And we're getting there. Expand it. Let's see, spread it. And expand it. It was expanding. Not even sure. I'm not going to expand it. Spread that top plateau to create a bottom. We're going to smooth slightly, but maybe increase chaos. Nah, just leave it like it is. Factor of 1. Cool. What happens if we delete the unused? We get that. Maybe we'll do that this time because I don't think we're going to rise up outside of our... That might be our expand. Yeah, there we go. We'll expand that much. Yeah, 3 is good. Curvature. So we can straighten it up or flatten it down. Keep it about like that. Sub-threshold. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Seems good. I think we'll use it. Let's just go ahead and apply it. And that's looking all right to me. I think that should give us plenty of space for what we want. And maybe we'll create a road and a train track is what I'm thinking. Or try both anyway. Let's add a modifier terrain trainer base. And give it some funk. I like it. It's going to use it. Not even going to mess with it. Apply it. Okay. So now we want to flatten down this based on this. I think I brought across the modifier. Let's see. Geometry nodes. Yes, I did. Not enough roads. Flatten landscape. So we're going to base it on this curve. And contrast, punch it up. Iterations. Yeah, it flattens it way down. Whole thing. And that's like 20 meters. Okay. I can really flatten it. Kind of good. We need to increase the subdivisions of our curve. That makes it better. Okay. And then maybe we won't go quite that much. So it's like that. Cool. I think that will work. Now we're going to need a railroad and a road, and I think we're going to use the same ones as before. I'm going to try. I'm working on a new guy. Maybe use him later. Let's bring up a new Blender. Do 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 do. And come on. Look at our dude in the meantime. There's our guy. He's coming along nicely. I think we just need to apply this stuff. Yeah, sure. Apply all. And I'm just doing this so the thing comes up, because why not? Sculpt mode. Grab that and drag that out past his pants. Cool. Other than that, that looks good on him. Object mode. Save. Let's see, is my other Blender up yet? No, it's still not up yet. Okay. So we can come back here too. And we know we want two curves, but we want them sort of side by side. So let's just take this and Shift D and GY10 and GY -5. Or no, can't do that. We gotta apply this thing first. We gotta apply the landscape now. GY -10. Let's try that. Might not be enough yet, but it will. Curving ones looks like it's okay. Okay, there we are. Open. Train generator up. Railroad. Railway generator. Let's start with the railway. Morning, Patrick. Good to see you, sir. Okay. Come on. Oh, I don't. Just got that. There we go. Let's save. So it never does that again. All right. I'm going to grab our railway, copy objects, come back over here, paste it in collection, our dump space, and drag everything off. Okay, so now let's say this one and this one. Link, copy modifiers. Okay. Bring it up a bit. We're just going to tweak our landscape, I think. That's going to be our easiest option. Okay. And we can go ahead and just do that. Now, sculpt mode. Elastic grab. Get a bit bigger, but not, you know, too much bigger that it messes with the other one too much. Might have to just do a bit of tweaking in general, though. Okay, so all that's underneath. Great. Again, I like looking underneath because it shows you exactly where it crosses. If you can see the purple, you're good. If you can see the top, you're bad. Cool. go. We're getting close there. Not too far here. Bring this back up. Great. That down, 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 up. I don't think anyone's going to care right at the edge, but just in case. That should now be almost right. Okay, let's take that down a little bit more. Okay, so we've got our track running across. It comes up above every time. Good. Let's save this thing. New 25.03.06.1 live stream Canyon. Cool. Alrighty. I might smooth this down a little bit there on the side, but let's get the road in first. Object mode. Come back over to this one and file. Open recent. Is it recent? Not enough roads. There we go. Don't save. And we want, I think it's this one. Let's see. I always forget which side it is. Path, yes. We want this one. Control C, copy objects. Come back over here. Collection, paste. 7. Again, just, yeah, drag all that shit off to the side. Cool. And this road object here, we're just going to go with general and select a road curve of this. And our landscape is going to be this. It feels like that's actually pretty close to what we want. We may have gotten lucky here. I like it. I'm just going to move it to road. Just get out of there. And I'm going to move this to rail. So I can close those down. Yeah, and that curve is our road curve, right? Road. Yes. Okay, so road geonode. Let's come through and just tweak what we need. First off, flattening is good. Do we need to do any more? Actually, I think that's quite good. Not mess with the camera. Fence. I don't think we want either fence. I don't think we want street lights. Utility poles. I think we do want utility poles. Let's move them to the right and not the left. We don't want to trees. The grass we might want. Let's take a look. See how we're looking so far. And we need to pump up our light, rather. Photographer. Exposure. 8. Now we don't like that green, as we dealt with it last time too, I remember. It was a pain then as well. I wonder if we can just grab that material from the other one, because I liked where we ended up with it finally. But let's fix it first because it's easier to see right now. A couple of places we want to edit it. Grab this, sculpt mode, and just bring that up. Although as long as it's not going over the edge, I don't care too much. There we go. Let's smooth it down a little bit. That's all right. Cool. And up. We can smooth this kind of down in here just to make it less of a bump. I might do the same thing over here too. I get that. So it's not quite so divisively. Okay. And that's looking all right. Object mode. This road is NUR to matte, right? Which is what we want to edit. Okay, so to edit it, our best bet, F4, append, up, where am I? No. Live stream. Was it roll road? Road crossing. We want NUR matte. Right. NUR matte. NUR to matte. Yes. Append. I don't think I can change it here, but let's see. NUR to matte 1. Does it actually work? I don't think it would. No, it doesn't. Escape now. I'll have to just edit NUR to matte or NUR matte. Okay. So let's just come in here, Shift A, mesh, plane, and give it NUR to matte 1. And then come to shader and select it all. Then we'll go to NUR to matte. Delete it and paste a new one. And object, that should work. Let's see. Yes. Looks like we get some weirdness. Is it like warping and stretching? It's warping and stretching because we're curving. But I think it's okay once we're going to put plants in there. I think it'll be fine. I think that should be all right. Now, I was curious here with the railroad ballast. Does it have a material? No. I suppose I could grab that. I don't like the color of it. But we'll deal. Okay. So we got all that going across. It's actually kind of even wider than I thought it would be, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. And we can get some good shots in there. Our canyon kind of goes off a little bit, which is annoying, but I think it should be okay. We just have to be a little bit careful when we do our long shots. Get rid of that object. I'm going to get rid of this object too now. Right? Yep. Good deal. Save. Let's grab our ballast. And Working it again. Shouldn't even matter. Ballast. Yeah, just so we can edit it. Shading. Because it's a geometry node, it doesn't give a damn what we'd give it anyway. Shift A, search. Hue saturation value. Value down. And I'm actually going to do a Shift A, search RGB. Drag this over there. And I'm going to do a mix color. There. On color. And we're going to select our brown. Great. And now, come here. Factor it up more. Brighter. Maybe we make their value back here like 0.8. Okay, that's better. Kind of keeps it more of the same color as it was before. And we can tweak it later if we need to. Save. Now, I wish we could apply rocks directly to this thing. It seemed like last time we couldn't, and it was annoying. But, you know. Got our road coming around. Yeah, see, we can't really look more than there for straight right now without doing something. Meh, it's fine. We might have to put something at the end just to block our view if we want a more lengthwise shot. But that is for another time. Let's start working on this now. Do we want to do our geoscattering now or later? Let's see. What else could we do to this thing? Let's do a geoscatter to it now. This is a pretty straightforward scene so far. We haven't had to do anything weird to it. Biome, open to biomes, reload the biomes. And we're going to start with just ours and do, we really like that rocky one for these. It's been working well. Come on. Rocky Plain 2. I am pleased that I cut out the extra geometry on the top on this one because we don't need it, so it's better to keep it from just eating into our stuff. Okay, got it. Great. Now, let's take a look. Will it work to do an upward obstruction on the rail? Let's see. That'd be great if it does. We turn on rocks. Yeah, seems to work. Cool. Then let's see. I think I'll make it even brighter actually, just so I can really see what the heck is going on. Exposure 7. Okay, yeah. I don't want rocks hanging off of our cliff like that on the side. It looks weird. So we got to fix our angle. We're going to do it for all of them. So thorns. abiotic, slope. We want it to be no absolute, and maximum of 20, I think, for sure. Dry plant, slope, no absolute. What am I looking at? Why am I looking at rocks everywhere? That's bizarre. Maximum of 20. That's a weird little bug thing it did. I don't understand why. Rock plane rocks. Unless it's associated with that. Slope. Yeah. 15 seems good for this one. Not absolute. I don't think we have anything upside down, but make sure we don't. Gravel. Gravel, definitely we want slope. No absolute. And branches. Slope. No absolute. Save that. There we go. That's pretty good. Now, let's do it some more. I want to take all of those. Do it over here. Select, or just do it again. It's going to do it again. That way it doesn't link it. Sorry. Plane, the geonode there, and we want to scatter the exact same one, rock plane 2, on it. And it gets a little bit tricky because we have to do altitude on this one. I think we said 6% worked well last time, right? Mm-hmm. And we could let it go across our path, but then we're going to kind of lose all of our path too, and I don't really want to do that. So, all right. So rock plane, thorns, elevation. I think we said maximum of 6, right? Let's turn it on. I can't even tell if that gives us anything. Let's do rocks first. It's easy to tell with them. Oh, unsolo. Great. Rocks, or now we can turn rocks off. Thorns. Yeah, there's some up there. Cool. Interesting. All right. So it's not local, global? Not going to make a difference. Okay. Because the road goes up and down here, we get a little bit of weirdness, but I think it'd be all right. Let's try it and see. Dry plant. Elevation. Maximum of 7%. On. Yeah. 8%. Transition more. There we go, yeah. As long as we don't cover up our road, I don't care too much. That'd be fine, I think. Rocks. We're going to go with... I have to switch over to the rocks. Come on. Elevation. 9%. Oh, 100. Maximum of 9. For the transition. To go some rocks other places too. This path is going to be beat up and old, but that's fine. That might be a few too many rocks. We'll see. Distribution. Let's cut the rocks down to 5. Yeah. Gravel. On. It's going to be slow. Yeah. Gravel. Let's set an elevation max of 8%, 9%, or even just 10%. 10%, sure. And then branches. Also, don't hate just across everything, but let's just take it to an elevation of 11%. See what that. Yeah. All right. Fine. Let's turn everything but gravel on, because that's the slow one. Cool. Z8. Take a look. Okay, it does kind of hide it a little bit. We might need to do a bit more. Path looks good though. Over here, I think we had a few more, right? We need to just pay attention to. Yeah, we're going to get rid of regular grass. And regular grass there. Return on grass dry. This is from the other set, but I think I'll keep it. Yeah. And debris. Goes down the center there like that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm liking that. That feels pathy enough. Our terrain, that line there, we might need to work with, but we actually might see it better once these have some things turned on too. So we'll see if it works. Come on. Turn off. Great. And I'll just turn these off too. Now this bad boy, I want to see what happens. Solo it. If we it's going to add a displacement to it. I don't really want to do. Well, maybe I do actually. Just make it better. Maybe that's all I needed. I was going to put gravel on top of it, but maybe with the displacement, that'll be fine. And then I won't have to worry about it, and that would be nice. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I didn't chop branches. Right. Go away, branches. Maybe. Eventually. Okay, cool. And let's turn off rocks on the other one too. Or just turn off. No, let's turn off rocks. So technically geonodes are still visible, we just don't see any of them. Yep, cool. And save. Now, how's this balanced looking? think it looks pretty good. I think we're all right with it with just having some displacement on it. We can probably chew through that fast enough. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. We do want a few more plants on this one, though. We're going to go with Polygonics. Let's do 7. Mix it up a bit. Train! That's right. Hey, Michael. Yeah, I just felt like doing another train. I don't know. I'm not sure I'll actually put a train on it or not. That's another story entirely. But, excuse me. But at least tracks. We're loading in a chunky biome now. %. Come on. Not even that big a landscape. Definitely going to need to fix a bit of that. Oh, yeah. I think it's be a good one. Giving us what we need. Okay. Only 6.5 million polys. Or objects, not even polys. Instances. Is that all? Is it J now instead of G? I thought it was GIMP. Not that it matters. Upward obstructions. Rail. I could see why they might change it from G to J, given the change in the world since it was first created. Okay. Trees. Come on, turn on. Main screen turn on. Okay. Now, don't want to move down that center road. Do I still have that road? I think I do. Road. Or is that curve? Yeah. It's there. Yep. Can we keep them from a curve? I've never tried, I don't think. That would be awesome if we could. Upper obstruction rail. On our tree, can we use a curve as an object to keep it away from? Proximity. Repel. I'd like to repel from a curve. Oh. new collection, road curve. Okay. Repel, road curve. Does it work? Distance 5. Yes, you can repel from a curve. Sweet. Yeah, it always seemed like it was made by edgelords in the 90s to me, which probably was, knowing programmers in the 90s, but, you know. Not that I wasn't kind of an edgelord in the 90s myself, but, you know. Ooh, I like that. That seems like it's just about the right distance. So we can have some on the side. They're going up through that ground, but that ground is low enough that that's fine. I like that. So we're definitely going to do that for our repels. Good deal. Let's turn off tree. Shrub. And it's also, I think, going to repel to road curve, although probably less. Proximity. Collider road curve. I want to keep it out of the center of the road, but not necessarily the sides. So distance minimal collision of 2. Maybe a bit more. Maybe we do have to go 3. Okay, cool. Maybe even 3.5. So we can get just a couple of those. Yeah, fine. That seems good for shrubs. Shrub 1. Shrub 2. Same thing. Shrub 2 actually looks like it's doing all right on me. I need to worry about that. I do need to worry about some of these things, though, for and grass. I'm just going to tweak this. I don't really want the grass growing up underneath the road itself. Upward extract. I know this takes a little while just to tweak every little setting when it's lagging too, but so now maybe I'll turn it off and that'll speed it up. Now I can change it without it because I know what I want to do. Yeah. Road. Cool. So there's no grass under the road. Grass 2. Upward obstruct. Oh, it's so much faster when you turn it off. Yeah. Road. Great. Rocks. Also, I think I'm going to do that. Upward obstruct. Road. Road. And then the other ones have been taken on this grass. Upward obstruct. Lots of grass. Road. I'm doing one kind of thing at a time because now I want to go through and do the angles on them. Okay. Rocks in this one. Not going to mess with our distribution. Not going to mess with our culling masks. But abiotic. Not elevation. Slope. Again. Absolute. More rocks never hurt anybody. Grass. Slope. And we're going to go to 30. Grass 2. Slope. 30. Shrubs. Slope. I'm just going to leave those at 15. Trees. Slope. Also going to leave those at 15. Shrubs 2. Slope. Yeah, I'm also going to leave those at 15. Just being boring. And then, come on. The last grass. Slope. And 32, just to be different. Okay, so trees should now not grow on our hills. Turn tree, shrub, and shrub on. Geoscatter on. Great. That should really blur those edges out a lot now. We shouldn't see too much about them, which is what we wanted. So let's see what it looks like in color, but I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, that's a good. I like that. Road looks like it's pretty open. Tracks look like they're pretty open. Cool. That should be good for those things. Now comes the time to play with the corruption. Corrupción. La corrupción. I think the corruption is going to follow our train tracks mostly. That would make the most sense to me. And I'm going to turn off geoscatter again. So if it's going to follow our train tracks, how do we want to do that? We need our rail curve. I'm just going to turn it off right now. Duplicate it. Move it to new collection corruption. Then I can come back to our rail and turn it back on. And go to corruption. Take a look and just delete it. Okay, so now that's a curve that follows our rail path. And I think that'll work for us. We want to come down to it, and we're going to give it a geometry extrusion of 1.5, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that seems about right. And doesn't need a depth for this. I don't know that it does. Maybe it does. Let's not. Let's try without it first. Tab A. We want to Control T 90, right? Control T 90. Yes. And then tab, and then GZ down. Actually. Well, we'll see. Okay. Convert it to mesh. Actually, we're going to go up. And now what I need to decide is this road. I think I'm going to duplicate it. So again, here, turn off road. All right, no, I can't. Yeah, okay, I can. It's going to need to duplicate first. Shift D, M, new collection, collisions. And I'm going to delete that, that, and that. And I'm going to try to apply road. Now let's see what it gives us. Good enough. Didn't give me the poles, but I just kind of wanted the ground anyway. Okay, this, Shift D, M, collision, not collection, collisions. Okay, so these two can now join together and just be, yes, road collision. That and this. Now I just want to see those. Now, the problem is it's only going to go towards 1 point, isn't it? But if it's far enough off, that would be okay. So I have to do this twice. Okay. Corruption. Shift A, empty sphere. And what's going on? Yeah, we're up high enough. GZ, we're going to go up even higher. Then we're going to go GY, and we're going to move it like a kilometer out of the way. Okay. Because now we can come to this object here and add a tendril. And we need to give it I really need to edit this just to avoid having to give it a group every time. Simple switch. It's easy to do. You just switch it, say, do you want to use a group or not? Yes, no, and then default to no. Because sometimes I do, but anyway. Okay. Vertex group. Empty. Empty. Collision is going to collide with this ground plane. Yes. I just want those two to see. Right? Yes. Okay. We are going to grow on surface. We're going to set a growth offset length of 2 meters and a radius of 1 meter. Now let's see. Oh, a density of 0.01. Maybe more than that. But density of 0.1. Yeah. Okay, and a distance, iterations of 50. So I can go up to there. Now let's see if we come back. That's going across our road like that and up. Maybe we don't want quite this many. 0.03. Maybe even just 0.02. 0.02 is acceptable, I think. Okay. Cool. Now, we want to duplicate this. GY minus 2 kilometers. Now we're going to come back to here, and we're going to duplicate this. And target is going to be empty. Go away. Empty 2. It should jump the other direction now, right? Where'd it go? And view 10 kilometers so I can see where the hell I am. Yes, this is empty. And empty 2 should be over here somewhere, right? Where are you? Oh, minus 1 kilometer. Screw you. Okay. And come back over here. Yeah. Now we got tendrils growing both directions out from our train tracks. And this is going to be, we need to adjust both the resolutions to like 6. This gives me more curve. Yeah. And Same on the other one. 6. Great. It's great to see. I'm going to need to do it one more time though. Okay. Excellent. I think it might be a bit big for both of them. Let's make a radius of like 0.5. That's going to be going the wrong way, but no, that's a close one. And maybe on the other one also 0.5. Okay, yeah. So that one's going to 2. That one's going to 1. Seems fun. There's not terribly too many of them yet. I could go a little... Do we want bigger or smaller or longer? I think that's fine. It doesn't need to be like massive, and we are going to grow it. So, okay. The only other thing I want to do, I think, on both of these is change the fillet curve radius to like 0.5. Yeah. And 0.5 on this one too. Just makes it curve a little more. Yeah. Just a little. Good deal. Let's apply that. Now, if it's running along like that, though, we need one that's running down the center, which means we got to get our railway again. Rail curve. Again, turn it off. Shift D. M. Corruption. Rail curve. Turn it back on. Corruption. Curve. Just delete it. Now, do I want 1 or 2? This is the question. I think I want 2. Tab A, GY, not far. There. Shift D, GY. So it runs along the tracks. Then we're going to geometry, fill our caps, depth of 0.5. That's too much. 0.25. Okay, so those would run that way out. Now, can I run a, let's see, add a modifier, deform. I guess I'll convert it first and then do that. Well, maybe we don't need to. Let's try without it. This is very smooth, so we'll see. Let's save just in case I want to come back to here. Object, convert to mesh. Now, tab A. But yeah, we'll go with all. I was trying to decide what side I wanted to touch it. Whether I wanted to hit a little bit of it or the whole thing, but assign the whole thing. Add a modifier, differential growth, voxel size of 0.1. We're going to set our end to 15, just in case. Let's see if we don't change anything what it does. It's just kind of going to grow out like that. Don't hate it. Let's see what happens if we change the scale of our noise to 0.1. Vastly different. I think I like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I do. In fact, I think I like it enough. Undo history. Gonna come back here. And I'm gonna do it again. So now instead of it being 0.25, we're gonna go with 0.15. Yeah. Object convert to mesh. We have to go through and re-give it a new A. Assign tab. I should make another one that works on curves, so I don't have to do this, but I go back and forth enough. Add a modifier, geometry nodes, differential growth. Group find scale, 0.1. Voxel size, 0.1. End of 15. Maybe 20. Save it again. Let's see. Yes, I like it. But let's take that. I think we're going to go to 25. We're going to start at a size of 0.1, and at 25, we want to be 0.05. Save it. Let's see what that does. That will make it higher poly, but you know, it's going pretty fast. And it starts to slow down. So we get some big growth first, which is what we wanted. And then some little. It still kind of has that train track vibe to it. Yeah. Maybe a little more than 0.1. Let's try 0.3 since it's going fast. Stop. Let's rewind it. Rewind. Play. 0.3 is too much, I think, but I like maybe a little more than 0.1. So let's try 0.2. Even 0.2 is a little more than I want. That's better. Cool. I like it. Now, take this. Is that one object? Oh yeah, it is. I joined it, right? Of course it is. This and link. Copy modifiers. Let's try joining it all at one time to see what it does. It will obviously slow things down a little bit. Yeah, that's looking good. So the way the differential growth modifier works, it always goes where there's a curve, and it also goes where there is noise. So by changing the scale of the noise, it changes that. But you can see it's still always expanding other places too where there are curves. So that's why it grows kind of everywhere. Oh, yeah. That's given us what we want. I think just about exactly. I like it. I'm just going to apply both of those. Hurt to mesh. Cool. And let's join them together. and give them a decimate. Well, it's not super huge. It's only 2.9 mil. It's not bad, actually. Decimate of 0.2. See what that takes us down to, and if it's even worth doing. But I like the way it's growing out from the train tracks like this. I think that's cool. I really try with the whole point to using sims and growth stuff and all that is to make it make sense for your environment, right? Like it should, the story should go along with that. Otherwise, you just model some bullshit and throw it in there. But by doing sims, that seems okay. Yeah, let's take it to 1. Well, no, we're keeping it. I want to keep the smoothness on it this time. It's not too big. Save. So whenever you can have a simulation grow in a way that makes sense through your story, do it. Okay, so we got that. Now we don't want trees near our, I'm gonna, not that I think the animation matters anymore, but clear the animation data. Rewind, yes. Okay, so we want to make sure that our crap gets blocked in the only thing growing super near it. Yeah. So the concept being, I guess, is that the negative energies are falling along these train tracks, so that's where it would grow. But then it's expanding outward, and you're getting some near the road, and some going off to sediments or whatever else. But the transmission vector is this railway, probably, which gets a lot more traffic than this road does in terms of people. It's just a dirt path. Yep, absolutely. Geoscatter. Let's come back down here. Okay, so shrubs need to. They also have a proximity repel. Good thing you can do 2 of corruption. And they need to be at least 3 meters from it. Trees, repel, corruption, and I'm going to say distance of 4 meters from it for trees. They're bigger. And shrubs do. It wasn't even repelling off the first one, but let's repel. We'll go to the second one just to keep it consistent. Corruption, and 2 meters. Save. And if we turn back on Geoscatter, and it thinks for a minute. Great. Cool. Yeah, and it's going up through the road, and that's as it should be. So we got a few dead spots, but it's fine. And I can get rid of collision entirely now. I don't need it anymore. I can just delete it. Well, we'll keep it around just to make sure, in case I want to do something else before I'm done. I don't think I do, though. That's kind of coming along nicely. So the railroad is a complete wash off. Would we want them to be able to build over for the road, kind of like we had before? Or is it going to be like, no? That's an interesting question. There's not really a right or wrong answer. Like, I don't want big traffic to be able to get through here, but could it, like an auto rickshaw, they call them in India, but I like calling them tuk-tuks because I've been to Cambodia and that's what they call them there, and I think it's a fun word. Would a tuk-tuk be going through here still, or is it just going to be pedestrian traffic? And if it is, would they want to build a anything over those. I don't know. I'm torn. Yeah. Well, then I'm performing a valuable service if I'm causing you to save, if nothing else. I think maybe we'll just make it be walking. We got enough other crap on this road because there's a lot of rocks and stuff here too. These roads are going to be hard to pass through. We need to give this material. I don't think I have a... Hey, Yix! Do I have... No. I don't have an asset browser open on this one. I always forget. And I always seem to close it just before I need it again, too. Blender shaders. All libraries, Blender shaders. Organic. Host. There. Well, it's thinking. Come on. There we go. Okay, it's there. Shading. Okay. I think I'm turning off geo scatter right now until... Yeah. Let's just do that real quick. Geoscatter. Turn it off. Okay. Noise texture. You see, it's very shiny right now. Let's just do that, our little mapping thing, and set our scale to 3. Let's see what it looks like. Come on. I don't want to go too high. 3's not bad. Let's see what 4. I think we'll go with 4. I don't think we went much higher than that. Yeah. That's looking good. Save. Where are we at on time? Oh, we're doing okay. Cool. I guess let's grab ourselves a sky then. Import images. Let's see. 46. What's in there? Oh, those are neat. Those are quite dramatic, aren't they? 1031. Let's just try it. See what it does. Looks neat. Not exactly sure what I want the vibe to be yet, lighting-wise, so that gives us a chance to play. 1031. Very bright right now because I got it set pretty bright. Yeah. Cool. Let's bring a person in. We'll grab the guy I made yesterday to start with, since the new one's not finished yet. This guy. Armature 23. Select hierarchy. Copy objects. Where do we want to put him? I think I like sort of here-ish, maybe, because it gives us a lot of room to look down into our path without losing it. Let's see, collection. Paste. New collection. People. Grab him. Where is he at? There he is. G. And this would be a good chance to check our scale and be like, oh my God, everything's huge. I move from there to there, right? That has potential. Camera. That has real potential, actually. Kind of liking that. Potentially, anyway. Let's see. See what the lights look like. Updating the images. There we go. Oh yeah, that does have potential. And if we turn on geoscatter, come here. So we can see those trees, if nothing else. We run back and forth. Oh my God, it's slow. To oh my God, I need to see what's going on. So. To if I had some money, oh my God, I'd buy a 5090, but you know, that ain't gonna happen for a while. It is very cloudy. Which, I mean, there are clouds in India. It certainly happens. That's not a problem. Let's just see what happens with our world if we rotate it. What does it look like from another angle? See, there's something slightly more dramatic. It's not that. Overall, it's just a pretty cloudy sky, seems like. It looks like it's cloudier than I thought it was. Oh, I'm also very bright. Exposure of 7. Let's go back to 8. That's better. Now we're not quite so blown out. Maybe even 9. No. 8 is fine. Quite blown out. And back here. And now we can... Oh, see, it's so much more interesting when it's not overexposed to shit. I kind of like that dark stretch there going like that. That feels fun. And I think even though we've used it before, we're going to reuse a wrecked vehicle from big, medium, small. I mean, I could use another wrecked vehicle, but I try to remind myself too that this concept art, so like I can reuse a vehicle, it doesn't matter. It's just to say, yes, wrecked vehicles happen here. These pictures don't necessarily have to be like, it's a frame of a film where, oh my God, we've seen that Jeep before. And sometimes I remember that, and sometimes I don't. Let's come back down to it. Okay. And we're going to put it where we want it. 7R probably should be on the other side of the road because this is India and they don't drive on the right side of the road. But I don't think, as I remember. But we're going to put it that way because we can see it better. So it's going to visually inform that it's there. I guess we could turn it around, and then that would make sense, wouldn't it? But I don't want to have a... There we go. Yeah, okay. Now it makes sense. The shit that I think about. Oh, I know what I want to do. Yeah. That is cool. That'll help us there. And I don't think there was a... No, there wasn't a tree there. Good, I'm already looking at my trees. I'm like, I didn't put a tree there, did I? But no, they're still being seen. Cool. And now, here... Let's see. Transportation. Bicycle. Generic bicycle. Add a vehicle. I maintain my statement that bicycles are by far the best mode of transportation for post-apocalypse, and anyone who thinks horses are better is stupid and only likes them because they look cool. And yeah. Where'd it go? Up there. Okay. Object set origin to 3D cursor. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay. Last of Us should not have been riding horses across everything. They should have been on mountain bikes. It just makes way more sense to not have to feed something else. Not to mention they're smaller, quieter, easier to hoof over bad terrain, all that stuff. Okay. Something about like that. Great. Again, the stuff that no one but me cares about. Post mode. Well, probably not that, but, you know. Local. RX. Up. Okay. Too much. It's actually pretty good. Nice. Actually, I like that a lot. That'll work. Object mode. Bike. Sorry, come on. How do you make this one editable? Make editable for animation. Snap to editable animation. Cool. Come on. Save. Oh, why does bike go higher? Why did you do this? Geez, Ed, come on. Why did you move as soon as I had you lined up properly? It looks like that's all it did was just go up. Okay, cool. This is material, car paint. I want it ugly and dirty, so we're going to change that. What do we want to make it? Dirty yellow, and then change it? Probably. Let's turn off. Just got her again. Main screen turn on. It will not be a blue zig. Nice. Yep. No notes. Make that, I think, the same color, though. Yellow. And actually, let's see if we can grab the whole thing. Bicycle. Select hierarchy. Control A. All transforms. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then shading. Oh, multi-res is cool. I don't use it enough, but I don't do that much sculpting where I need it, but it is super cool. It's like a sub-surf modifier that remembers other levels, so you can work at higher levels and then drop back to lower, and it doesn't freak out. It's very cool. Where's our Z? Z of 0. This one? I forget. One. Come on. Should be that. Those ones. Did I grab the wrong one by mistake? No, it should be right. I mean, I don't really care if the bike is all that brown, but don't get deleted. This one's coming up into here, into here. And this one is that. Great. This one is that. So something is getting too. This is grunge gradient. Why is it not gradienting? Because I am very underground. Right? No. Kind of might just go with that one. That might be the easiest thing. I like that one. In this case, to here. There we go. That works. Not exactly the same thing, but it works. Save. No, it's cool for sure. Metal rough. That doesn't look that rough to me, dude. Yeah, grunge. Let's see if that'll work. Because there's some. can be the same as dirty yellow paint. Yeah. Or not. No, I'll just keep it dark. It's fine. Plastic gray rough, but we will add grunge. Great. The frustrated face, yes. Well, what it's good for, ultimately, what you mostly use it for, is you work at a high level of multi-res. You make a copy, you drop the res way down, and then you bake the original onto that copy. The other option is just to work high res and then do what I do a decimate, and then bake onto that. But it's really only useful if you're going to bake textures. Otherwise, doesn't make that much sense. I mean, there are some other use cases, but that's the primary use case, is for baking textures. Yes, that's the storytelling element I needed, was that bike. Perfect. And I think one more thing we want to do. Clay. I'm just going to look for all. And I'm sorry, I'm looking for an asset. It's thinking. No, I don't want any of those. Cage. Cage 2K, yep. It's not going to be right. That's fine. See how we feel about when we get this. Come on, load. There we go. Okay. Cool. And we could do a strap on it. Might as well. Let's try and see anyway. I don't think we need to go over the other thing. Let's go 3 or 1. Rotate around. 5. Cool. Insulate. Cool. S into that. Q. Great. Take these two. Just join them because it should be the same. Apply all. Tab A. Really doesn't need to be this many polys, but I don't care. Project. The difference between 5,000 and 1,000 is not really going to matter to me much. And then shaders. All. I will use grunge cloth. maybe you can't even see that. You kind of can. I think that's pretty good, folks. I think that's where I want to be. Let's turn back on our geoscatter. And we're just going to take 2 more seconds. I want to turn on one more thing on our geoscatter. Okay. Geoscatter, back to that. Select the road. And we want to turn on rocks. Just to make sure they're not like in the tire or something. No, that looks fine. Good deal. I think we are in good shape. I like this space. I enjoyed building off the railroad track. Not so much anything new technically in Blender today, but just a lot of focusing on using our tools with storytelling so we can get the vibe across properly. And I think it works. Another landscape of grows is completed. Yes, I really do want to work on the next faction. I said on Mastodon, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what their visual hook is beyond the fact that I think they're sort of a mirrored, darkly evil reflection of Israel. But beyond that, I don't really know. It's hard to come up with a visual element for that. So, but we'll get there eventually. I like it. I think this is good. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow as usual. Have a great rest of your day. Make something cool if you're into that. And have a good one. Okay. Later.